Hello, welcome to 2023. I'm super excited for all the amazing things that we are set to experience in this year. And it's my prayer for you, as much as it is for myself, that in this year we continue to enjoy the abundant mercies of God the Almighty in all areas of our lives. So, this is a quick teaching tip for parents. If you have a child who can already write, is already practicing their reading, preferably between ages 6, maybe 7, depending on how early your child started to read, then this is for you. And of course, if you have an older child that is preteen or already 10, you definitely want to watch this, so stay tuned. So, this teaching series is geared to helping our parents on the parent support program, and it's my hope that it enriches your life as a parent and also your child. Remember, at Teacher Dora Hub, our goal is to empower generations. And I know that if you're empowered, every other one around you is empowered. Remember to follow us at Teacher Dora Hub on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can check out our website www.teacherdorahub.com to explore the long list of services and products that are available to you. If you like this video, please share, and remember, you can always reach us on the other side of the phone. Thank you. So, today I'm sharing a little tip about getting children to use a diary. As you know, at Teacher Dora Hub, it's important for us to help children develop life skills. This is the beginning of the year, and this is such an amazing time to teach children how to use a diary. And I know you're wondering, my child is 7, 8, 9. Really, Teacher Dora, what are they writing in a diary? Now, I'll tell you what I like about using diaries for children. Remember that with everything that we do with children, we are focusing on what skills do we develop, not necessarily the the journey. Is the process and what the process does for a child, not necessarily the destination. Pardon me. And so with this tip on using a diary, my focus is to show you what skills your child is going to be able to develop from the process of using a diary. As opposed you panicking over, really, Teacher Dora, why does my 7, 6, 8, 9 year old need a diary? Okay, so what do we use a diary for? We use it to keep dates, to write down how we feel. For those of you who are adults who use diaries, I'm sure you already know that. So you keep your dates, you plan your schedules, you write how you feel, you write what you plan to do, depending on how you use it. These days, people use it a lot to journal their gratitude journeyings as they go through the year. Irrespective of what you use it for, remember that with everything that we show to a child, we encourage them to use it as they find a need. Yes, as the adult in the environment, you will show the child by your example in words or in the demonstration of your own usage of a diary what a diary is used for. But remember, the most important thing is to allow the child take the journey by themselves and to enjoy the experience. So what skills does your child develop from using a diary? Of course, there's the obvious skill to develop and enhance their writing style, writing within the line, writing size, the control. Why is that? Because diaries usually come with ruled lines within specific sizes. So for a child who's learning to write or who needs to refine their writing, using a diary is a good time to practice that. Then there's the spelling. Now, because they have to write, they would need to get more familiar with spelling the words independently. So spelling gets developed as well. And of course, the reading, because most children, when they write, will like to take the time to read, even if not to find the information again, just as a way of show up to you to say, hey, look what I wrote. So their reading gets developed, and it also gives you a happy place to practice, just in case the resources are not sufficiently available for buying novels and storybooks that are child appropriate. It teaches them the skill of journaling, writing. What am I thankful for? How did my day go? What happened to me today in school, outside of school? What did the nanny do? This is particularly helpful for parents who are busy. Now, you don't want to make your child feel like you're going to be snooping into their diary, but it would be nice that you know that if you need to know what's going on because you're too busy and you're not always available, there's something that can take you through the days. Okay, it also teaches them the skill of record keeping. Record keeping is an important skill in life. If we want to be able to make measurable change and teach children to grow progressively, then we need to teach them how to keep record, because the child who can keep records can go back and check, am I doing it right? Am I doing what I said I was going to do, when I said I was going to do it, how I said I was going to do it? Now, this is not to emphasize perfection, but this is to help them develop responsibility, accountability, and deliberate action towards taking progressive steps. This is particularly important, especially now that there's such an ease of access of information. It's easy for children to get distracted by many things. Another skill that children develop is memory. Because I have to sit and write at the end of the day or at the beginning of the new day, depending on what time your child writes, they have to remember. So a lot of things are happening. There's critical thinking, there's memory development, there's reasoning, and these are skills that are important for life across the different spheres and growth processes of life. And there's not a curriculum that says, hey, sit down, let me teach you how to think, okay? So yeah, that's a great way to start to get your child off thinking. Then we also have the respect of privacy, the understanding of boundaries and how to set boundaries. That's also an emotional skill that's it's important for children. Now, you don't want to make your child secretive, but you want to show them that it's okay to have spaces and boundaries that are yours, and you will decide how much of that space you want to share. Now, this is also important when it comes to your curiosity as to what they are writing. You also want to show them that you respect their boundaries as well. Then there's gratitude, because they have to journal, they're learning to be thankful. Um, my son is 8 year old, and some of the children at the children's house as well, and the staff, we work together with showing them how to say thank you at the end of every day. Have at least one thing that you're thankful for. This is also important because we have so much information and everybody's busy and everybody's doing all kinds of things all by themselves. So we're losing out on empathy and self awareness and gratitude. So it's important to be deliberate to teach children to be grateful for the littlest things, because then they're able to recognize these things and become more mindful of good things that happen around them. And we need a world that has children whose hearts can still see good things. Do you agree? I think so, yeah? And then it teaches them to plan, so they can record mommy's birthday, daddy's birthday, my brother's birthday, my sister's birthday, children's day, and any other special day to them. Their friends' birthdays, okay? And they can also come back and write as to other days that popped up during the year that they recognize. It helps them to become self aware and self confident. If I have to write every day how my day went and how I feel at the end of the day, it makes them more aware. Now, there's so much talk about emotional health and mental breakdown and emotional breakdown and burnout. A lot of us weren't taught, we learned it as we grew, right? I say to people, responsible adulthood requires you to learn this. And so, John, writing in a diary is a great way to teach children to become self aware, to become mindful. And this mindfulness also feeds their confidence, because then they can see how they are, they can see a reflection of themselves and begin to make constructive steps to work with it. If you're a parent who is open to having coaches for your children, this is a good way. The more aware they become, the more they're able to choose what areas of interest excite them, and then you can together now walk into building a child who is self-aware and confident and able to take the world in dominion. I think that just for the heck of it, it's a nice way to keep history. They will remember grandma's birthday, grandpa's birthday, auntie's birthday, and this day uncle came. And it's a good way to begin to build history. We're losing out on building history and historical memories. It's also history in simple English. It's building memories, okay? Now, remember that this also has its benefits. So this gives them a safe space to explore themselves, to express themselves. And this also, and this is a secret, don't let a child hear this also gives you a place you can go to if you need to, in case of emergency, to know how they have been, how has their experiences been in school, outside school, especially now that parents get so busy and we don't have as much time to have conversations with them. So you don't want to show that you're snooping into their diary. Remember, this is a secret. Children shouldn't see this part. but you want to be able to know where it is. And if possible, especially with younger children, with teenagers, they may get very upset with you if you do that without their permission. But with little children, you want to be able to sneak peek every once in a while. It's good information. You never know what you find, okay? And even if you don't sneak peek, you want to be respectful enough if you have an older child to say, oh, you know, it'd be nice if I see what you write. And if you see, if he pinches you, don't flare up. Think of a good time, maybe not at that time, maybe not immediately, so that next time they don't hide it away. And then just go back, re strategize, and come back and say, you know, hey, I saw that you wrote you hate your math teacher. So why do you feel like that? What can you do about it? Don't flare up when you see things in their diaries that you think are issues you should panic about. Just take a deep breath, make a mental note of it, and then time a good time, not that time where you can have a conversation. I like to call it teaching moments. Have a nice teaching conversation moments where you understand why do they feel like that, why are they acting that way, and how can you help them, and what would they like to do differently. And then you're able to intervene more productively, and this is able to give you better results. Now, remember that you have to buy one for them, especially if you have younger children. And if you're a parent who gives your children allowances or pocket money, encourage them to use the first one to buy a diary, or you loan them some money to buy one and say to them, I'm going to deduct it from your allowance, but buy one for them. Remember, depending on the age of your child, you want to get an appropriate size. Some children are particular about colors and stuff. So if you find colors that blend with them, nice. If not, you can get nice beautiful plain ones. Make sure that they have a nice writing kit, pencils, pens, highlighters, pencil case. Just make the journey interesting. The reason why I like highlighters for children when they write is because then they can go back and uh, um, strike over the things that mean the most to them. Okay, and remember, you need to tell them what it's used for if they have never had to do that. And I hope that this helps you and your child have an amazing year as you go forward. Another good thing to do is to write their goals and the values they want to carry along, and you want to encourage them to carry along at the first page. So usually diaries have like a first plain page, so you can encourage them so this is to write the values that you want them to imbibe and their goals for the year and all of that, so that it's always before them each time they go in the diary. I hope this helps. If it does, please share. Remember, we have a parent support program, we have a nanny training program, and domestic staff support program. So if you need any help, feel free to reach us at www.teacherdorahub.com, or send an email to teachersinafrica@gmail.com, or you call us on 0806 2802783, and we'll be glad to help you. Take advantage of our parent training sessions, our domestic staff training sessions. Remember, you can't raise a child alone, and at Teacher Dora Hub, we're here to help you empower future generations. I love you. Take care of you. My name is Teacher Dora. Bye bye.